Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Myself Sagar Girigowda. I'm studying in Sri Venkateshwara College, first year BE. Today in this session I'm going to discuss about the topic regarding waste management subject. Today's topic is hazardous waste management. Hazardous waste management, as the name indicates, deals with the waste management of hazardous substances. Hazardous waste management. Effective hazardous waste management is critical for ensure environmental safety and public health. The process involves several key stages such as generation, storage and collection, transfer and transport, processing and disposal. Here's an overview of each stage. In the next slide we are going to see the first stage, and the first stage is generation. Hazardous waste is generated from various sources including industrial activities, medical facilities, laboratories and households. As the waste is generated from the localities too, such as plastics, this waste can be in the form of solids, liquids, gases or sludges, and may contain toxic, corrosive, reactive or ignitable properties. Proper identification and classification of hazardous waste at the generation point are essential for subsequent management steps. Identifying is the most important because the hazardous waste management cannot be stored in the localities because it is harmful for both humans and environment. Key activities: identification and classification of hazardous waste, record keeping and reporting of waste generation, minimizing waste generation through process optimization and material substitution. And the second stage is storage and collection. Once hazardous waste is generated, it is need to be safely stored until it can be collected for further handling. Proper storage involves using appropriate containers and ensure they are labeled correctly to prevent leaks, spills, and unauthorized access. And the storage where the wastes are stored is called as storage house. Key activities: using suitable containers and storage facilities, labeling and documenting the type and quality of waste, implementing safety measures to prevent accidents and contamination. Transfer and transport. Transfer and transport plays a vital role in hazardous waste management as waste can be traveled from storage house to disposal areas and again from disposal areas to stored areas. The transfer and transport of hazardous waste must be handled with care to prevent accidents and environmental contamination. This stage involves moving the waste from the generation or storage site to processing or disposal facility. The key activities: compiling with transportation regulation and guidelines, using specialized vehicles and equipments, ensuring proper documentation when tracking during transport. Transfer and transport. The transfer and transport of hazardous waste must be handled with care to prevent accidents and environmental contamination. This stage involves moving the waste from the generation or storage site to a processing or disposal facility. Key activities: compiling with transportation regulation and guidelines, using specialized vehicle and equipment, ensuring proper documentation and tracking during transport. The fourth step is processing. Processing hazardous waste involves treating to reduce its hazardous potential or convert it into non-hazardous form. Various treatment methods are used to depending on the type of waste, including chemicals, thermal, biological, and physical treatment. Key activities: selecting appropriate treatment method based on waste characters, operating treatment facilities according to regulatory standards, monitoring and controlling emission and residues from treatment processing. Processing hazardous waste management involves treating it to reduce its hazardous potential or convert it into non-hazardous forms. Various treatment methods are used depending on the type of waste, including chemical, thermal, biological, and physical environment treatment. Key activities: selecting appropriate treatment methods based on waste characteristics, operating treatment facilities according to regulatory standards, monitoring and controlling emission and residues from the treatment process, and the last and final step is disposal. Disposal, the final step in hazardous waste management is disposal, where treated or stabilized waste is securely isolated from the environment. The disposal plays a vital role in disposing safely the waste, chemicals, hazardous chemicals, etc. Disposal method include landfilling, deep well injection, and incineration, depending on nature of waste and regulatory requirements. Key activities: choosing suitable disposal methods to ensure long-term containment. Choosing a suitable disposal methods to ensure that the hazardous chemical can be disposed safely is a vital role. Complying with the regulatory requirement and obtaining necessary permits. Monitoring disposal sites to detect and mitigate many potential environmental impacts, as hazardous chemicals can be potentially environmental impacts are many more due to hazardous waste management. Summary: effective hazardous waste management requires comprehensive approach that includes proper generation, storage, collection, transfer, transport, processing, and disposal practices. Each stage must be carefully managed to protect human health and the environment, adhering to stringent regulation and best practices. Till now, we have learned the 5 steps of hazardous waste management: storage, collection, transfer and transport, processing, and disposal. In these, each method play a vital role, and we have studied that. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.